Brace yourself for the woke Olympics this year. The games officially kick off tomorrow, but the protests have already begun. Several teams, including the U.S. women's soccer team, losers, taking a knee right before the start of the opening matches, the one that they lost. Thanks to new rules, we could be seeing more of that. Athletes are now allowed to express their views more freely than in the past and can demonstrate peacefully on the field as long as the competition has not begun. I want to see disruptive protests, Greg. Like, if you're going to protest, like, just see fights and, like, clawing at each other.
Full on streaking, you name it, shocking, throwing food. You know, did they lose because they kneeled? Probably not, because everybody's kneeling, including the people that beat them. But the kneeling has caused me not to care that they lost. Yeah. So that's a difference. It's like it had no impact on the game, but on the fans, it's like all this sanctimony, it's all this virtue signaling, it's worn off. I don't see them as American athletes anymore. I see them as self-important media creations. It's great for Rapinoe. I don't know if it's great for the sport or it's great for other players. But the self-righteousness of the woke athlete comes off as the opposite of the athlete persona. The athlete was always the hardworking, strong, silent, determined type, and now we have this kind of whiny, attention-seeking, I don't know, creature. They may not win the game, but they got the gold in pretentious sanctimony.
Yeah. Yes. Katie, who is saying we need more politics in sports? Like, who's really saying that?
The people kneeling on the field. But the good news is it Rapinoe or Rapinoe?
I don't remember.
Either way, she's got a backup plan as Victoria's Secret model, so even if she lost the soccer game, she has a future career. If you notice the kinds of countries that the people are from, the people who are kneeling, they're from Western democracies where they have the right to kneel without being killed, for example. You're not going to see people from China or people from Iran if they're in the Olympics. I don't have the whole list of tyrannical regimes that have athletes competing, but you're not going to see those people kneeling on the field because they'll be killed as a result. And it's, there are 69 countries in the world that criminalize homosexuality, many of them with the consequence of death. And so with that contrast, it really just points out that the people who are kneeling on the field are completely out of touch and ungrateful for the freedoms that they have that are so rare in the rest of the world.
Jessica, I know you're grateful for the right to be wrong.
I mean, sure, but I also happen to be right, which is a bonus in all of this.
We'll see.
To the question of who wants to see more politics in sports if he were alive, Muhammad Ali would like to see more politics in sport, right? I think that we could all agree that he was a pretty amazing athlete and someone who used his platform to take a stand on a political cause that mattered to millions and millions of people and lost a great deal as a result of his decision to protest going to serve in the Vietnam War. So this is not a new thing. I take Katie's point about the athletes who are predominantly doing this, but it is when we talk about all the time about what a special place we live and what a great community we're part of with these Western democracies. Why isn't this a good thing? And that we can also see us coming together, especially at the Olympics, and everybody taking a knee to say, the world is not equal. It's unequal in all different sorts of ways, but we want to be united in this.
But we're not united, Jesse. I'm waiting for LeBron James now that his Space Jam flick is out to actually criticize China and talk about the Uyghurs that are being imprisoned by the Communist Party of China and the fact that more than 4 million people were killed by the Communist Party in China. In essence, by the virus.
Jessica is saying the world's not equal. Oh, wow. When has it ever been equal? It's never going to be equal, Jessica. Come on, you're smarter than that. Hating America is not fashionable anymore. Maybe when Kaepernick did it a couple years ago, that was cutting edge. But Greg's right. It's kind of lost its bite. It's gone out of style. And this country's thirsty for patriotism. Conservatives will always be patriotic no matter who's president. Now that Biden's president, Democrats feel patriotic again. So let's unite. Let's win some golds. Because when I look at these women, I agree again with Greg. Hate to say that. It makes it harder for us to root for them. A lot of people, millions of Americans, don't like to see that because they don't think, oh, police brutality. They think, what a selfish athlete who maybe I won't clap for anymore. We are trying to put our best foot forward on the world stage. This is not our best foot forward. We want to present a united, patriotic front, and this is not it.
And to falsely compare the United States to these other countries is just a false moral equivalency.
I don't want to be equal to the other countries. I want to be better.
We already are.
We already are better.
Except in soccer. We suck.
Apparently.
I actually, no, they were undefeated for 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the curse
The
of the
Swedes
name.
are really good, though.
If-
That was who they. Anyway.
What are the Swedes kneeling about? I thought that place was perfect, according to you guys.
It's about
Yeah,
the meatballs.
exactly.
Denmark is perfect, not Sweden.
If you want attention, just take a photo of your armpit, put it on social media.